Well, I'm back at it following the water downstream to see if I can get to the ocean. In fact, all of these lakes that I've been exploring flow into the Wisconsin River, which I'm currently heading toward. It's been fun having some spontaneity, but it's time to go downstream again. We have 6 hours left before dark and a long way to go. Thankfully, the 15-horse motor is making light work of these lakes. This dam we're coming up to is called Burnt Rollaways, which we first portaged across it in episode 2 in order to explore this chain of lakes, and now we're heading back the other way. This dam is unique in that it has a hoist to carry boats across. However, our boat's just a little too small for it, so we have to portage instead. While we were carrying all of our things over, I noticed this pontoon boat approaching, so we went over to see how the lift works. So they're moving the boat from this side, this pontoon here, over to the other side on this little trolley.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day.
You too.
That was pretty cool. Time to haul the boat over though. So I asked the guy what the smallest boat is that can go over the dam lift, and he said that he's taken jet skis across, they go across sideways, but he said that 12-foot boats like this one are a tricky size, and he said he's done 12-foot boats like this before, but they're tricky. Thankfully for us, it's just a good workout. Did it! Did it! Woo! Let's hop out over here and we can check out the steamboats. Gotta regain my land legs. So there's all these awesome looking boats, all these awesome steamboats, and then ours. We might need to up our steamboat game a little bit. Ours smokes a little bit being a two-stroke, but it's not quite as cool. I think we solved our problem though of how we're going down the Mississippi. That's not a future problem. We got to get one of these. So I don't know where the owners of all the boats are. They must be up in, like, there's a park here. But It'd be awesome to see them like going down the water. That's so cool though, the way that the engine is like all exposed like that. Like you can see the pistons. Oh, look at all the firewood. And you can just smell all the smoke from like the wood burning. It smells really good. You'd have to like remember what all those knobs do. There's such a cool oil bottle. And it's like actually surprisingly warm next to them too. Like you can feel the heat off of each boat. While we're here, there's a gas station right over the hill here. So we're just gonna take the gas can up and fill up with fuel, and then we'll continue up. Almost there. It's kind of nice though, walking for a little bit after sitting all day. There we go. I wonder how many people walk with their boat gas tank up here. Probably not many. There is a marina just right down the river that we'll be passing by in a sec, where we could have filled up, but the prices are just so much more at these marinas that with this gas station right here, it just made sense to take a quick little walk in. We'll go for no ethanol. Just walking back, all that oil will mix in. I wasn't really sure how much fuel we'd need, that's why I mixed it in afterwards. But if you have an empty tank, you do want to be careful with that, because then the straight up fuel will go in the intake tube and feed into the fuel line. So it's generally best to put in your oil first. Maybe even just put in a little less if you need to, and then mix it all in.
You carry this team on your back.
It was easy on the way up. The way back, it's heavy. Right. I need to see which way we need to go. This is like 4 lakes all joined together here. Let's see. Oh, 5. Or 5 rivers at least. So that though is the Wisconsin River coming in. And then we have Rice Creek. The Eagle River, which we just came out of. And then there's also going to be, right around this turn right over here, is Mud Creek. So we are following Wisconsin River out that way. Because basically all of these rivers flow into this lake, which is called Watersmeet Lake, and then flows out the Wisconsin River. You can actually see where Mud Creek, there's a bridge right there with cars going over it. So we've got a dam up ahead. Let's see if we can go over it and see what it looks like on the other side. I can't quite make out the signs yet, but there might be one that says like Portage on it or canoe. Yeah, they're on the right. It says canoe Portage. Yeah. Looks pretty rocky.
I'm surprised by that too.
Just tie it around this rock here. This is the first of many hydroelectric dams that we are going to come across on the Wisconsin River. I got the rare opportunity to go inside and learn its history. I pretty much failed history class as a kid, but whenever I experience parts of history, I seem to actually learn it. In the 1800s, the logging industry was booming in this region, and logs were transported to lumber mills downstream by floating them down the rivers. This process was known as a drive. Normally this would only be possible with spring flooding, and even then, logs would regularly jam up in the rapids. To help the logs float and not get caught up, many dams were built to artificially raise the water level. A dam was originally built right around this location in 1878 for that purpose, but washed out only a year later. However, this was expected during that era since they were built to only last one season. In fact, there had been another one of these dams located on the small river that we first paddled down, which somehow lasted until 2001 when it was removed. I'm pretty sure I paddled right past that in episode 1 right here. The railroad reached this area in 1883 and could transport lumber, which made these temporary dams no longer needed. The map I've been using is based on older maps and actually shows where that railroad was. This current hydroelectric dam, known as Otter Rapids, was built in 1907 and changed everything. The chain of 28 lakes was created and maintained at a consistent water level, allowing boats to pass between the lakes. Before this, the last lake we went through would have been a grassy marsh where farmers gathered hay for their cattle. I imagine it probably looked a lot like the river I first started down. It provided electricity to not only the homes and businesses in the nearby town, but also 2 other nearby towns. They tore down the old electric plant, which was located where we docked and saw the steamboats. At its peak, this dam had 3 horizontal generators in its lower level, and this vertical generator installed in 1927 in the upper level. There was also a road across, built upon a sunken log foundation. The lower level generators have been slowly removed throughout the years due to not being cost effective to rebuild or replace, and the final one was removed around 2020. The bridge was removed around 2011, and the railroad tracks to the town were removed in 1982. Today, this dam with its single generator outputs 250 kilowatts, which is enough for approximately 325 homes. In combination with the dam which we portaged over earlier, called burnt Rollaways, they both control the level of the lakes we've been exploring. I can feel the ground vibrating under my feet. Well guys, I think I know better than to take the boat down too shallow and rocky of stuff after episode 1. So I'm going to head back to one of those restaurants for dinner and start searching online to see if I can find a canoe for sale. Stay curious, build your dreams, and I'll see you guys next week.